We continue to follow breaking news this time out of baseball where All Rise is on the horizon. But actually, when the sun sets, Aaron Judge is on his way back, reigning AL MVP, coming from the injured list in time for the series opener against the Orioles. Judge hasn't played since June 3rd when he tore a ligament in his toe, crashing into a wall at Dodger Stadium. Now, prior to that injury, he was hitting .291, 19 home runs, and the Yankees come into tonight's game 54-48, last place in the AL East, 8 games behind the first place O's, but they are 2.5 games back of that final AL wildcard spot. All right, we've got our analysts here. We've got Will Middlebrooks and our front office insider, Jim Bowden. Jim, deliver the news for us here. What more can you tell us about Aaron Judge's return?
Yeah, as we reported on Monday on CBS Sports HQ, the Yankees were expecting to reinstate Aaron Judge today, and that's exactly what they have done. This offense has been struggling without him. They desperately need him back, so they were able to pull the trigger. They have activated him, and in return, they have sent Oswaldo Peraza back to the minor leagues for the roster spot on the 26-man roster. They've also designated for assignment Willie Calhoun to get that roster spot on the 40-man roster. So those are the two moves to bring Judge back. But you look at the graphic right here, 35 and 25 when he was in the lineup, 4 games under 500 when it's not. But look at the runs per game, 4.7 when he's in there, 3.9 when he's not. That is significant. So look, he's not 100%. He is still feeling pain in that toe. But look, a Judge at 70 or 80% is better than the alternative. So it's kind of a rush job. He did well in the sim games. He felt like he was ready to go. But this was their plan all week long, as we reported earlier this week on HQ.
Yeah, Jim said it. I mean, the graphic shows it too. The numbers don't lie. I mean, they're 220. They hit 220 as a team without him. Obviously he brings a lot to the table. What he does being in the middle of that lineup, even if you put him in the 2-hole, they have to pitch other guys differently. It affects how other guys get pitches in certain situations. But Giancarlo Stanton struggled. Rizzo struggled. LeMahieu struggled. Their entire lineup has had issues for most of this season. So, yeah, his presence will change things. It'll help. He did have 19 homers and 40 RBIs in the 49 games that he played. That was most of their production. This team isn't constructed very well without him, but for some reason, when he's in there, they're a better team. Whatever reason it may be, they need him. And Jim said, even it's 60, 70, 75%, whatever he is, we know he's not at his best. But his name being on the lineup card changes how they pitch other players and other players' success.
Let me follow up with this. Both of you guys know the Yankees well, of course. The way they're constructed, can they protect Aaron Judge as a DH? How much will he play the field, Jim? Because you mentioned him being at 70 or 80%, I'm sure the goal is to get him out as much as possible, but usually you can protect someone like Bryce Harper in the past, the DH, but the Yankees sort of have that slot used in many cases in many games.
Well, you've got Giancarlo Stanton who can also play in the outfield if they decide to go down that route. I worry more about people producing around Judge because, as Will Middlebrook said, when Judge is in the lineup, even if you want to pitch around Judge, you need the other guys still to perform. And so they need Anthony Rizzo and DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton to start banging the ball. And Brian Cashman, the GM, has got to add a bat somewhere here at the trade deadline, preferably a left fielder here. But look, All Rise. This is going to take all the pressure off everyone else in the lineup, just having Aaron Judge in there. But yes, they can protect him if they want, Tommy. They just got to put Stanton at DH if they decide to do that.
I think definitely adding a bat. Bellinger's a perfect fit, obviously, but with the Cubs' easy schedule coming up, them not being far out of the wild card in the NL, I don't know if they're going to give up Bellinger. And putting Stanton in the outfield is a liability, in my opinion. He's not going to give you positive performance as far as the advanced metrics go defensively. So it hurts them with him in the outfield. Is a hurt Judge out there going to be about the same? It's kind of one of the things we're going to have to wait and see how it goes, how he's moving around. We've only seen video of him running the bases, haven't seen much of him tracking fly balls, diving in the gap, making throws, things like that. So it's kind of one of those things we're going to have to watch how it plays out, but I would not be surprised, like Jim said, if they go get another left-handed hitter, outfielder.
8 games back in the division. Again, 2.5 games back in that final wildcard spot. By the way, Sportsline giving the Yankees just under 32% to make the postseason.